Hey guys. Okay. This next video, it's actually another one that I've had on my heart for a very long time. I was looking at, I was on social media, sometime this week. I was on social media, and there was some type of story. I think maybe Dylan Ruth or something like that. As we know, he is the white guy who shot the, I believe, 9 South Carolina church members, and from what I'm hearing, wants to represent himself. From what I'm hearing, has no pity, remorse, whatever. And if I'm not mistaken, that is what the article or whatever on social media was about. The fact that don't the church members and family members of the ones who got killed or shot or whatever, don't they feel bad for forgiving this guy? And he's saying that he has no remorse, and he's saying that he does not, he didn't want to hear, I think he said something about he didn't want to hear their stories and testimony or whatever, because he's not sorry for what he did, you know. And don't they feel bad about it, about forgiving him? And so the post and comments and everything was about, why are black people so forgiving? Why do black people continue all this time to forgive white people for the things that they have done to us and continue to do to us, and continually show us that they don't give a damn, basically. And what is that? And so, you know, I a while ago, I wrote a blog. I had a thing on Blogger. It's been a while. I can't even really remember where it is, or what pen name I used or whatever to for it. But anyway, I would probably have to start a new one. But this one, I compared the relationship of black people here in America to and white people to a domestic violence relationship, to an abusive relationship, to basically a battered woman, which would be black people as a whole, and an abusive husband, which was the white man. It is a cycle. And let me say here, before I get accused, I've never been in a domestic violence relationship. I have never, even because I just made a video talking about psycho relationships and how people can act crazy. I've never been physically hit. I've never been assaulted. Never been any of this by any man. Now, that's not to say that they haven't made hints. That is not to say that I'm a badass. That's not to say that, I would hope and believe that it is never going to happen. But that's not to say that maybe even it was something I did. I don't know. But here's one thing about me. Now, here's one thing about me. I am very nice. I am very kind. I'm a very loving person. I'm very loyal. I'm very faithful. I am, in my opinion, a good woman. I'm a very rare woman, because not only was I raised and reared in a time where, women actually parented, which I think is kind of lost today. But my mom parented me, I just grew up in a time where it was just different. And so I got all those great and wonderful attributes, a lot of strong Black women in my family. And so, one of the things, like I say about me is, I don't play hitting. I don't do the hitting. I don't even play fight. I don't do any of that. And so I make it clear to whoever I'm in a relationship with, especially when he start making hints that he slapped his last girlfriend, or he jumped on her because of whatever, and she did whatever. And when I start hearing that kind of stuff, I let you know that we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to put my hands on you. You're not going to put your hands on me. We're not going to have that kind of relationship. My mom already raised me. And if you don't like the result, then you go your way and I will go my way, and that's it. We're not going to play hitting. We're not going to, because for the most part, I'm not a fighter. You know what I'm saying? And especially with a man, you know what I'm saying? They're bigger, they're stronger. I love my face. I love my body. I think I'm a fairly decent looking woman, and you're not going to hit me. You're not going to mess my face up. You're not going to hurt me. I don't like being hurt. I have a huge tolerance for pain, but not pain that, is inflicted on me like that. If it's something, my stomach hurt or something like that, but, to invite pain, fighting with a man and all that, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to have that kind of relationship. And so I've always made that clear. You put your hands on me, you whatever. It's not going to be, there is another side of me. There is another side. And I don't like to go there. I don't like to even exhibit that, and once people get me to that point and bring me to that, which has been very rare. It's been very rare. But there was a person in my life who, because of their personality, they would always get me there. Not always, but there's a few times they would get me there. And once you get me there, it's none of that, I was just playing or whatever. No, I'm here now. And so we gonna fix this. We're gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, he want to call for help because, she crazy, but you brought that out. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, like I say, I like to be a little sweet, kind, innocent, whatever. I don't like to be pushed to that type of an extreme, because when we get there, then, bottom line is we don't need to be together. If it got to be all that, we don't need to be together, because so much can happen. So much can happen. A lot of times you don't know the extent of a person's anger. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is why, like I say, I don't do the play fighting and hitting, because somebody eventually, when you back and forth, and somebody finna hit harder. And then that's going to make you mad. And then you're going to hit harder, and then they're going to hit you harder. And then it's just not good. So that's just me. That's personal with me. But getting back to this thing with America, it has been throughout history an abusive, detrimental, horrible relationship. When you, like I say, look at this as the woman as a black people as a whole, the man as the abusive white man to the people, or to his wife or whatever. And so he's always hitting, he's always hurting, he's always bashing, he's always breaking her self-esteem, he's always telling her she's nothing, he's always telling her she's not going to be anything. He's always, he's not good to her, but she continues. She loves him. She continues to forgive him. She continues to hope and want better. And people tell her, you need to get out of this. You need to leave. You need to find someone better. Find someone who loves you, whatever. Oh, well, no, he's just so-and-so. Oh, and well, he had a hard time on his job. Oh, and, they're always picking on him. They're always whatever. And, he didn't mean to hit me. He didn't mean to hurt me. He doesn't mean to get so angry. He doesn't mean to take it out on me, and that is black people to white aggression. When you look at it, shoot me, kill my children, lynch me, burn me alive, sick dogs on me, keep me down economically, keep me down religiously, lie to me compulsively, never tell me the truth about anything, keep me on the bottom, keep me with your foot on my neck, but I'm going to stay. I'm going to be faithful. Doesn't matter what you do to me. I'm going to love you. I'm going to be here. And the craziness of that is that I truly believe black people have never, because of the abuse, because of being over here in this country and going through what we have gone through for so long, I don't think we've ever learned love. I don't think we know what love looks like. Seriously. Which is the reason why so many of our relationships don't work out, because we're just going through the motions of what we think and believe. And we really have no real true vision of what love is. I mean, especially when you take us from from where we originally began. We know life and everything began in Africa. It makes me so mad when I hear these people, oh, but we're not from Africa. Some of us were already here. I got that. I know that and I understand. Yeah. Some of us were already here, but the world still came from Africa. So at some point they was in Africa. They didn't just, just land here from out of space. They migrated. They came from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And the whole world at one point was Africa. So, yeah, they left. They went all over the world. You know what I'm saying? What we understand that it wasn't them, Columbus and whatever, who discovered this and discovered that. There's people already here. And so we understand that. But like I say, the origin was Africa originally. And so we have lost so many thousands of years, centuries, that we've lost those true connections of how we got along with each other, how our unions were, how our child rearing was. And the only thing that we know at this point in day and age is what they have taught us. And so it's dysfunctional and it's crazy and it's their way and their thing, which as a group of people, they're already psychotic, demented, delusional, and whatever. And for them to try to come and teach and civilize in their head everybody else and teach everybody else how to be whatever because we don't like the way you live. Your way is wrong. You need to be civilized. It's crazy and delusional in and of itself. And so it has caused we black people to live a dysfunctional life. Live a life that's not our own. Eat foods that's not originally our own. Treat and care for our bodies and so forth, medically even, in a wrong and confused way because we learned it from them, Africa, we know, was doing all kinds of medicine and everything. There were already doctors and surgeons and all that stuff. I mean, they were already doing that. But, they, when they got us here, they began to do their experiments and, do their medical procedures, whatever on us and treat us the way that they wanted to. Because we know genetically our bodies are different. Everything about us is different from them. And so, but medically or whatever, and when you treat us like you it causes us to be deficient because we're not like you in so many ways. You know, it bothers me when I hear them say, "Oh, we're all the same." You know, we may look the same as far as you got a nose, I got a nose, you got eyes, I got eyes, whatever. But the way that our bodies and DNA or whatever is structured, our taste buds, our seeing, our everything is different. And it needs to be just take the basis of your diet. The diet has to be different because we are different. Our diets should be very, very high alkaline. Their diets are very, very high in acid. Very, very filled with raw meat and raw, bloody meat and things like that. And that's not our culture. That's not our culture, And so when you have that and when you do that, and when the slaves came over and had to change their diet, change their religion, change their everything, it causes you to be a whole different person. And then you're having children, generation after generation after generation and all this. And you're being taught by a whole nother people. You're being cared for, living the life and all of that of a different people. And that just begins to change you, through the centuries and whatever genetically, and it gets you really, really messed up, really, really messed up, even, to be very, very honest, I seriously, we talk so much about Black people and how, Black people are this and Black people did this and Black people are horrible and Black people don't understand and Black people whatever, and I know I say things as well. But when you really get down to the bottom line of it, Black people should be way crazier than we are as a people. We really seriously, all the stuff that they put on us and say that we do, and lock our men up for, and, give them long, crazy, ridiculous sentences and all this stuff for, because, they can. We really should be going out doing those crazy, ridiculous things, because mentally as a people, we have been through the ringer. I don't know what other race or culture or whatever of people would be as strong enough to survive as Black people with everything that we've gone through, and so bottom line, getting back to this abusive relationship, that's why all the forgiveness, that's why all the love, that's why all the, I don't care what you do to me, I'm not going to leave you, I'm going to stay with you, whatever. It's some psychological damage, and it's because, like I said, I don't think we've ever known love. I don't think we have never, in this country, we've never seen the love. We never have experienced the love, the privilege, the giving, the opportunity, the whatever, any kind of semblance of love and what love may look like. Black people haven't had it in this country. And so, like I say, it causes us to be dysfunctional in our relationships, in our child rearing, in our whatever. Now, there have been times up to a few generations ago when, we may have been doing bad and struggling and poor and whatever, but we still had family. We still had unity. We still had togetherness. We still had us, to say the least. Now, there is such a crazy divide. Black men hate Black women. Black women hate Black men. There's this huge homosexuality things that is just so free and open, and you just do what you want to do and whatever. And, culturally, that's just not really something that's really been us. That's always been taboo in Black people's culture. Now, call us whatever, say that, we're just coming along with the times and it's okay or whatever. However you want to say that. I'm not talking about homosexuality or whether it's right or wrong or whatever. I'm just saying that culturally, that's not really something that's been a part of, an acceptance in our culture. You know, you got people who, oh, well, they had homosexuality in Africa. They had homosexuality from the beginning. Okay. All right. But anyway, you know, there's just things that are not a part of the, you know, somebody was saying, the guy who has become you know, I really like him in his videos. One of the things that he was saying in his video as well was that how black men used to really, really respect black women. You know, if they cursed, if they were doing something they, you know, that was something that was a guy thing, but if a woman passed by, whatever, you wouldn't want her to see you doing, they would apologize, whatever. You know, they would, you know, I remember this was back in the 90s. This was in the 90s. So it wasn't, you know, but these young men were standing on the corner. They were teenagers in the apartments. And I was always well respected because of the way that I carry myself. And so I was passing by, and, you know, he was looking so nervous, and he did something and put behind his back. And I discovered that it was a cigarette. He was smoking, and he didn't want me to see, and whatever. And he was just like, you know, good morning, ma'am, or whatever. And he was just so nice and respectful and whatever. And, you know, just the fact that he even did that, just the fact that he had a reaction to the fact that here is what I feel is an honorable woman who I need to give respect to. And I'm going to put this behind my back, and I'm going to say good morning and, you know, acknowledge her and be respectful. You know, because now, today, F you what you looking at. Yeah, I'm smoking. What, you know, I probably get cussed out all kinds of ways, because actually I asked him what was he doing, what did he have, and he was very, like I say, he seemed like he was a little bit embarrassed, you know. But I didn't say nothing or make him feel bad. It just, like I said, just made me feel good that he was so humble or whatever about it. But anyway, yeah, not today. These kids today, I go to my daughter's school, and these children just cuss, just like, they just cuss. You know, they see you and whatever, and, you know, they really don't care, you know. So all of that's gone, you know. But like I say, getting back on point, so much of this has been learned behavior. You know, you ask what happened to black people. You ask what happened to the family. You ask what happened to those strong cultural roots and so forth, because you just really don't see them anymore, you know. And I think it's learned behavior. I think it is us wanting to be accepted. I think it is us wanting to blend in so much, and culturally, that just is not, their culture just does not work for us. The things that has been allowed through the changing of times that their children do, when we start letting our children do, it just don't work. You know what I'm saying? Their children have always been that way. 3 years old, you know, 5 years old, I hate you, bitch, stay the hell out of my room, blam, slam the door. Our children never did that. You know what I'm saying? Our children never did that. But now, you have black children acting like that. And it's crazy. And I don't see where this is going to come together. I really don't. This day and time, I don't see how it's going to come together unless, like I say, a lot of people are going to have to be removed. And removed in whatever way the universe chooses to remove them. But I think a lot of things are going to a lot of people are going to have to be removed in order for new, good, positive energy and for the universe to reset herself, because that is exactly what's happening. She's resetting herself, and people are it's just kind of like chaos. It's kind of almost like a dryer, just like a dryer. Everything is just being all tumbled up and, you know, whatever. And it'll all come out dry, but, you know, it's just some chaos that is going on right now. I mean, things just can't continue like this. They can't continue like this. But yeah, all of that is is been learned since we have been here. And I think that Black people have such a desire to be accepted and to be loved. And I think they will continue to take the abuse. I think they will continue to take the kicks in the head. I think they will continue to take the nigger jokes and the, CNN accidentally, or I'm not just picking on CNN, the news media accidentally, somebody accidentally called, a Black athlete black and nappy headed, or just whatever, just putting out those kinds of stories, and then, they issued an apology, and that's it, and it's over and it's done, but come on, you know what I'm saying? So as the battered wife, you continue to hold out hope. You continue to think that one day, if he sees me crying long enough, if he sees the hurt in my eyes, if he sees my eye out to here, if he sees the hickeys on my head or whatever, he'll feel bad, he'll feel sorry, and he'll stop. And the truth of the matter is, he may feel bad and sorry for a second. I don't think white people do at all, but we're using this analogy. He might, and bring you some flowers and say he's sorry and take a break and don't hit you for another 2-3 months or whatever. But it's going to happen again. It's definitely going to happen again. Just like this rash of killing Black men and all of the crazy stuff that's been going on. We see that it has died down for a moment, or they're not speaking about it for a moment because it's probably still happening. It's their media. They control what they want you to know. And so, it seems quiet right now, but trust me, it'll start again. It'll start again. He's not going to just stop whooping your behind because you cried about it. You know what I'm saying? So the solution, as I end this video, I truly believe that Black people need to realize it's not going to happen. He's not ever going to be sorry enough to stop. What's going to happen is you're eventually in that type of abusive relationship, you're going to die ultimately, or you're going to be so damaged beyond repair, either mentally or physically, that he probably will just leave you because, I don't want you now. I didn't want you in the beginning, but, now that I've broken your spine and you can't walk anymore, you're no good to me or whatever. Or now that you're crazy, completely crazy, I don't want you, so either leave you, kill you, or you get out, which is not where I see Black people going in this country. So those of us who are conscious enough, who are vibrating on a much higher frequency enough to realize what is going on, see what's going on, and want to change and want to make a difference or whatever, we're going to have to do it. I advise every Black person to get a passport. I keep saying that. And it's not about running away, but it's about giving yourself options. It really is. There are so many other places that you can go. There's so many other places. Matter of fact, that is so much cheaper than America. That's a huge part of it. Just going somewhere to live cheaper. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be all ghetto and horrible and ugly and whatever because you're not living in America. It's not always like that. There's some beautiful countries. There's some beautiful places, And so, like I say, get yourself a passport. Have yourself some options. Your children don't have to live another generation of having to go through this and see the racism and whatever, because it's not going to stop. Them treating you the way that they have always treated you. I mean, what really seriously would make you think they are going to stop when it works for them? They get off on it. They like it. They get to mock you and laugh and have a good time, whatever. And they're never going to feel sorry about it, no matter how much you think they should, or I think they should, or whatever. They're not. So you leave the situation, which is what a battered woman with any good sense would do. You don't just sit there and just continue to, oh, well, he's going to change. Oh, he's going to stop. Oh, he loves me. Well, he bought me flowers last time. Okay. Until when? You know what I'm saying? And that's what the situation here is in America with black people. Until when? Until they just feel like it, you know, to the next nigger joke, to the next, you know, shooting of black men, until the next killing of a black woman, until, you know, I mean, really, what else really can they do? What have they not done to us that should have made us leave already a long time ago or get out or whatever, you know? Like I said, give yourself some options. Learn, understand behaviors, understand past, understand how they have been. You know what I'm saying? I actually, and I think it's so sad, have had black people say how they're sick of hearing about racism and how, you know, we need to get over it. I mean, they have the same mindset as white racists, you know, that we're just sitting around complaining and it's nothing really that bad. And we got a black president, you know, which I have no idea what that means. I had some white guy throw Oprah Winfrey in my face and I'm just like, okay, and seriously, you know, if there was 15 million Oprah Winfreys, then that would be something different. But don't throw Oprah Winfrey in my face to tell me what. She did it, I can do it? Yeah, okay. So you guys, yeah, that's my analogy of black people in America. A very abused woman, a very hurt woman. And he, like I say, the man, you have everybody trying to tell her, you need to get out of this before you die, you know, and that's the plight that I see black people, many black people going down. A lot of conscious ones, a lot of ones who are awakening or realizing, knowing and seeing that they either need to fight back, defend themselves, whatever, do whatever they need to do to get out of a very, very bad situation. And so I wish them all the best. I pray that, you know, our conscience will continue to rise, and that, you know, we will, as a people, grow and see and realize and start reasoning and using our minds and stop being so lazy in that we get comfortable. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not calling us lazy. I'm saying lazy in that we get too comfortable to get out of the situation, you know. Just real quick. A lot of times in abusive relationships, you have a woman who is so financially and emotionally or whatever dependent on the man, and that is his hold on her. And so she doesn't get out because she didn't think there's anywhere else she can go. And I think that's another plight of black people. I think that we have gotten so comfortable and gotten so used to a lot of times them taking care of us and them, you know, just this is just the way things are. This is your home. This is your whatever. And we don't get up. We don't get out. We don't explore. We don't look. We don't even try. You know what I'm saying? To give ourselves other options. And I think that we need to do that. You know, we got to do that to survive. We have to do that. So you guys have a great day. Until the next video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe. Thank you so much for my subscribers. I've gotten a lot of new ones. I thank you all so much. Seriously, I do. Love you. And until the next video, we'll see you next time.